Hey, what is happening? What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the video. So what I'm going to do in this video is going to be kind of like a series, like a part 1, 2, 3, 4, and up until I'm done. Don't know how many episodes it's going to be or how many parts it's going to be, but what I'm going to basically do is give you blender tips, tricks, and what I'm going to do basically is start with the most basic in these episodes and then work my way up or work my way through to more complex ones that, yeah. So I don't know how many I'm going to do per video. I'll just do a few and, yeah, take it from there. So first one is, like I said, you can see my startup screen is a lot different to yours probably. And the way to do that is you can move these things around. You can move them up and down. And, yeah, let's say so I've got a camera set up and I don't have the default cube and all that nonsense. So how do you do that? You can move things around like this. So like that. And then you can set all your things. I've got my render settings, all that kind of stuff. And all that nonsense checked always. So I don't have to always do this. And how do we save that? So it's very easy. All you do is just click on File. Once you've set up what you want, click on File and go to Defaults and click on Save Startup File. And then you can see there. Okay, and I'm not going to override it because I'm happy with the way mine is. But yeah, that's basically how to do it. And then when you go back into Blender and you exit, then this will come up and you're ready to go, because it could save you like a few minutes when you start in Blender. You know, you don't want to have to keep deleting the default cube and all that nonsense. So this is a good way of just making your workflow a little bit easier. Also, if you want to download my startup file, link in the description. It's on my Patreon. It's free, so for free members they can just download it and then double click on it and make it your own. So yeah, hopefully that helps. So some of you, if you're using like a Windows laptop or a PC, you've got your menu at the bottom here and you got all those nonsense and you want it to look like this. It's very easy. Just click on Window, toggle full screen, and you can see now this comes up. And if you go back here, and there we go. So this is a cool way, you know. For me, I get distracted having this at the bottom here. So just click there, boom. Next one, let's say you got a mesh cube in here and you put a material on. So I'm not going to show you how to, let me just zoom in. Let me just throw on a quick material. Okay, now I've added a material and I go here and I go in here and you can see it's a bit dark. So you want to preview it, because if I do this, let's say I go to the world, it makes this completely dark. Now you can't see anything. And let's say you want to preview it, all you do is you just click here and you click on your scene world and it brings this back and you can see a lot better. If I turn it off, you can see there, that's what it looks like. If I turn it back on, there we go. And then you can preview. Just remember that when you render, so let's say I got the cube selected, this is my camera view, and let's say I render and I go F12, you'll see it will be dark. So there'll be no light when you are rendering. You can see it's completely dark. It just helps you preview. So if you want to render, you'll have to add an HDRI or a light like that. But that just allows you to see what you're working with a lot better. Okay, and this is pretty helpful in my opinion. Next thing, let's say I've got a plane and like this, and I go to HDRI. So I'm going to add an HDRI. Just click here, environment section, new, open, and then I'm going to just find one. So I've got HDRIs here. So let's say I throw this one on. So I click here, boom, and then I go here. So hide this. And now you can see I've got it like this. But let's say I've got my camera locked in and I want to move the clouds around. So it's actually pretty easy. Go to shading and then go here to world, and you can see this is checked here. Let me just go here and go here so we can see what we're doing. And then all you do is you just click on this. So you click on your HDRI, go Control T, and this enables the Node Wrangler add-on. If you don't have the Node Wrangler add-on enabled, just enable it. It's pretty easy. Just go here to preferences and add on node wrangler. And if what happens is, if you don't have the node wrangler add-on like this, just go to extensions.blender.org, I think it is, and then just add it to your Blender. So that's the way we've got to do it now, unfortunately, but yeah, I've got a separate video on how to do that, so check it out. It's a few videos ago, and I just show you how to enable or add your add-ons in Blender 4.2. But then all you do is, now you can click here, you just click rotation, and you can go to Z, so I can click here and go 250 degrees, and it moves the clouds. So now you can find a better spot if you want. So you can see, and you can move it up and down. So 5, and that allows you to have more control of your HDRI, so you don't have to just stick to one view. And this, in my opinion, is very helpful. So I'm just going to click here, delete this, let's go back here. Okay, next one, let's say I've got an object. So I've got a cube, and I'm going to just put a material on again. So boom, same thing, let's go there, and I've thrown the material on. Now you can see here, now let's say I want to use this in another scene. So I want to put it into another scene without having to redo all this nonsense. Just go, so select your object, hit Control C, and it copies it. Then you find another scene, so I can go here, and then let's say I've got this scene now. So I've got this, and let me just delete it. And let's say I want to put that other in, you just hit Control V, and it pastes the object in there. And then you can go G and S, and you can scale it, and you can do whatever you want now, and it's in your new scene. So Control C to copy the object, Control V to paste it into the new scene. Okay, thing is very important. If you are looking and you're viewing your things in like the normal view, then what you want to do is, most of the time when you start Blender, I think it's like 4,000 is your max samples, and you can see here, look how long it takes. Obviously my computer's not too slow, but all you need for your viewport is just make it 32, and it'll make it a lot faster to view the objects. Okay, it'll save a lot of time, it'll save your computer, and it'll make things a bit more smoother. So set that to, it's pretty high when you open Blender in the beginning, make it 32, and that will just speed up your workflow, make it a lot smoother. Next thing is, on your number pad, if you click 1, you can see it changes the view. If you go 2, changes the view, 3, changes the view, 6, 4, 7, 8, 9. So you can, so this is a good way. So if you want like a front view like that, and if I zoom in, you can see this is the front view. Okay, so 1 like that, 3, 7, 9. Okay, and you can move around like that. You see now it's upside down. So it's like that. Just go back to 1, and there we go. So you can get your views a lot better this way. Next one, also pretty basic. Just make sure when you go here to edit, preferences, and if you go to system, boom, make sure that if you are using if your computer or your PC or your laptop has got a graphics card, make sure that it's enabled and that you're using it. And then if you go here and you make sure that you're using your GPU, it's just going to make your Blender workflow a lot smoother and better. So GPU instead of CPU. If you've got a GPU, then make sure that you use it. Again, pretty basic stuff, but like I said in this video, it's going to be starting at the most basic things and helping you and moving on to more complex things in further episodes. Next thing, Shift A, and you've got a cube. Let's say you've got a cube, and I'm just going to go here, G, bring it up like this, and then I've got a plane. So Shift A, plane, like this. And let's say I want to carry on working, but I don't want to see the cube. What you can either do, it's up to you. You can click on the cube and you can go here, but you can see now it hides and it makes both objects wire mode. So you don't want that. So you go back here. So I want to hide the cube. Now I just click there and it hides the cube. Or if you select the cube, you just press H and it will hide it. Same thing. You can either click there or you can press H and to bring it back, you just click there. But this will allow you to hide it. Just remember that when I click there, if this is not, so if you haven't clicked like that, then what happens is if I render now, so if I render the image, so I'm going to go F12, you can see the cube still gets rendered. So you can see there, if I don't want the cube in the rendered mode, just click on camera like that and go F12. Now you'll see there'll be no cube. Okay, so that's how it is. Just remember that if you don't want it like that. Last trick, if you have a camera, so let's say I've got a camera set up, I've got a camera like this. This is my camera view, and you want to move around and you want this to be your new camera view. This is, you're going to use this so much. Make sure you just select your camera. So you've selected it, hit Control Alt 0, and now this is your camera mode. So if I go here, this is my camera mode. If I move back here, I click there, you can see it's in that view. And last one for this episode, I know these have been pretty basic, but yeah, hopefully if you're a Blender beginner, these will come in handy. You'll use these a lot, and I think this will be valuable. But last one, when you're doing a scene and let's say you're adding things and you're working, do not forget, trust me, this is going to save you frustration. Just every few minutes or every little bit, just go File, Save it. So save the Blender file. Okay, so let's say I've saved it untitled Blender, and then all you do is you just click Save Incremental, and then if I add something new, so I add another, so Shift D, add another cube, put it here, click there. You can either click Save Incremental or just Save As, and it keeps saving you. Otherwise, what happens is if Blender crashes, then and you haven't saved it all, you'll have to restart. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. You could also you might also be able to recover last session like that if you want. Sometimes it works, but if you haven't saved at all, then it won't recover your last session, unfortunately. So just keep that in mind. This will save you a lot of headache, frustration, and it will probably save you from throwing your laptop or something. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Check out Blender Kits and check out my Patreon, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Make sure you subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.